Good morning, students. Today we will study grade 9 biology. The chapter name is the fundamental unit of life. The fundamental unit of life. The fundamental unit of life is nothing but cell. That's all. Okay. So the structure. What is a cell? The cell is a structural and functional unit of living organism. The cell is structural and functional unit of living organism. Is called cell. Is it clear? Now we should know what is the study of cell. Study of cell is cytology. The person who studies the cell is called cytologist. Okay, cytology. Right. Now, who discovered cell first? The cell was discovered by Robert Hooke. The cell was discovered by Robert Hooke. Is it clear? How he discovered? What he has done? He has taken the bark of the plant, bark of the tree. He has taken the bark of the tree and observed under a microscope. The microscope was made by himself. Okay, so it was looking like honeycombs. It was looking like honeycomb. Okay, now he called this as small rooms. Small room. And later on it is called as cell. Is it clear? Okay. So he observed like it was like honeycomb. Correct. So now each compartment, each box is called a small room. This small room is nothing but a cell. Okay. Now if you want to see the cell, if you come to lab, I'll take you to lab. I will show you the cell, plant cell and animal cell, both. Okay. Now how you see the plant cell? I'll give an onion peel. You take out onion peel, take that onion peel, put it on the slide, mount it on the slide. Okay. Small piece, mount it on the slide using a cover slip. Cover it. Use little stain, saffron stain, and you can observe the cell under microscope. Is it clear? Okay. The same way, this is called plant cell. You want to see animal cell? You can bring an egg. So in egg, top layer, if you just break it, you can see a thin plasma layer. Plasma membrane is called. This animal cell. This is called animal cell. Animal cell. I'll show you when you are coming to lab. Okay. Now, you want me to show the shape of the cell, plant cell and animal cell. Okay. I'll just show you how the plant cell looks like and how the animal cell looks like. Is it clear? Now this is called your animal cell. Is it clear? And we have plant cell. Is it clear? Now if you ask me the shape of the plant cell and animal cell is round shape, plant cell is box shape. Now what is the difference between the plant cell and animal cell? I think you are studied in your earlier class. Plant cell and animal cell. Plant cell and animal cell. In plant cell, cell wall is present. Cell wall is present. In animal cell, cell wall is absent. Cell wall is absent. Is it clear? You know the difference, the main difference. Cell wall is present, cell wall is absent. Clear? Okay. Now, who has given the cell theory? Can you name the scientist who has given the cell theory? It is Sheldon and Sharp. Cell theory was put forward by cell theory was put forward by Sheldon and Schaban. These are the scientists who put cell theory. Is it clear? Correct. Now we should know who discovered cell in this chapter, who put forward the cell theory, okay, and the difference between plant cell and animal cell, okay, and let us go in depth. I checked this also. Now if you see this cell, there are two types of cell. There's plant cell and animal cell. As I told you, plant cell and animal cell. Clear? Now, when you say study of cell, we divide this into three parts. What is that? First one is cell membrane. Components of cell, you say cell membrane or plasma membrane. Is it clear? Cell membrane or plasma membrane. Next one is cytoplasm. Cytoplasm. Is it clear? The next one is nucleus. These are the components of the cell. So we'll study one by one in this now. Okay. Now, based on this, the cell, plant cell and animal cell, I said now cytoplasm are divided into organelles, and if you take this cytoplasm, I will show you this cytoplasm is divided into two. Cytoplasm is divided into two. What is this? Organelles and other organelles and other inclusions. Other inclusions. Clear? The cytoplasm is divided into two, organelles and inclusion. Organelles are divided into two. Again, membranous, membranous and non-membranous. Is it clear? Membranous and non-membranous. Now, what all come under membranous? What all comes under non-membranous? So let us see. First one here, membranous are divided again into 5 parts. Okay, let us write one by one. 5 parts. You can see this now. 5 parts. First one is endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum. Second one, endoplasmic reticulum. Second one is mitochondria. Mitochondria. Clear? The third one is Golgi complex. Golgi complex or Golgi complex. How do you spell it? Okay. Golgi complex. Golgi complex. Next, lysosomes. Lysosomes. Next is plastids. Plastids. Is it clear? See? Endoplasmic reticulum, mitochondria, Golgi complex, lysosomes, plastids. So we will study one by one. Is it clear? Now, non-membranous. In this, there are two here. Ribosomes. And centriole. Clear? So, I made a neat structure for you. What we have to study, this we have to study. Is it clear? Now, when you say the cell process, when you come under cell process, what we study under cell process, I don't know if you can see this, cell process. Field study osmosis, diffusion, and active transport. Is it clear? So all this we'll study now, one by one, one by one. Okay, so first we'll go to cell membrane. We'll study about what is cell membrane or plasma membrane. Okay, now the cell membrane or the plasma membrane is the outermost layer. Is the outermost layer of the animal cell. Outermost layer of the animal cell. Okay, is it clear? Okay, now we will study one by one. Cell membranes, cell wall, cytoplasm, all this we'll study one by one. So I'll teach you everything, don't worry. Is it clear? Now let us study about plasma membrane. First, plasma membrane. If you come to school, I will show you plasma membrane also. How I show plasma membrane, I'll just tell you. I'll do an activity for you. Okay, I'll show you plasma membrane. Now, cell membrane. Cell membrane or plasma membrane. Is it clear? Cell membrane or plasma membrane. Now, in the cell membrane, that is the outermost layer. So, movement of molecules from higher concentration to the lower concentration. So, movement of substance from outside to inside. Movement of gases from outside to inside. For example, carbon dioxide and oxygen. Clear? All this takes place through the cell membrane. Is it clear? Now, under this, we are studying three types of solutions here. Now, what is that one? First one is hypertonic, isotonic, and hypertonic. Okay, first one is, I'll say one by one, hypotonic solution, isotonic solution, and hypertonic solution. Okay, is it clear? Now, what is hypotonic? Here, hypotonic, outside cell has high concentration water molecule. Okay, so the water molecule moves from outside to inside the cell. For example, you have seen some small balls, they put it in the water, so it will take the water and become big. Or for example, you can take it's like a diffusion. It's like a diffusion. Now, you see now the movement of molecules from higher concentration to lower concentration. For example, now this is the sugar syrup. Okay, I make a jamun, small one. Jamun is so small. So when I put jamun in that, in this one, small jamun, it will take the sugar solution inside. That means the sugar solution higher concentration moving from outside to inside by a process called diffusion. Okay, now slowly this will increase the size. Okay, that means what? Movement of molecules from higher concentration to lower concentration. Okay, that's called diffusion there. That diffused inside. Next one. Isotonic. Iso means similar. Movement of molecules takes place when slow movement of molecules become very slow, because outside solution also is the same concentration, but inside also it is same concentration. That's called isotonic. Is it clear? Next one, hypertonic. You say hypertonic, the lower concentration. So, as the lower concentration occurs outside and higher concentration occurs inside the cell, the movement of molecules takes place. Okay, so lower concentration of water than the cell. That means inside the cell, the solution inside the cell, this concentration is very less. Okay, lower the concentration. Okay, so the movement of molecules takes place. So this that gives the difference between hypotonic, isotonic, and hypertonic lower concentration. Is it clear now? Now I made it clear. Now let us see what is diffusion and what is osmosis. Diffusion and osmosis. Diffusion is diffusion of molecules from higher concentration from higher concentration to lower concentration. Is it clear? Higher concentration to lower concentration. This is called diffusion. Now what is osmosis? Osmosis, movement of molecule from higher concentration to lower concentration through a semi-permeable membrane. Correct? Now this is called your osmosis. I give you difference between diffusion and osmosis. I showed you the different types of solutions, okay, where the diffusion occurs in the plant cell. Okay, and exchange of gases takes place in the plasma membrane. Okay, now this is called your exchange of gases takes place. That is carbon dioxide and oxygen. Diffusion takes place here also. Okay. Now let us go to cell wall. Now we learnt about cell membrane. The next one is cell wall. Cell wall. The cell wall is seen in the plant cell. Cell wall is seen in the plant cell. That means, what is the shape of the plant cell? It's a box shape. Okay. If you see the cell, you can see this is your plant cell. Okay, plant cell. If you see the plant cell, you can see the cell wall. Okay, nucleus and mitochondria, all these are there inside. Okay, you have one more layer. So this is your cell wall, and the next one is cell plasma membrane. Okay, outside is called as cell wall. Correct. Suppose the cell shrinks, the liquid present inside. Now, have you seen the cytoplasm? The liquid means the liquid inside is called cytoplasm. See, in this leaf, I will show you. See, the leaf, it is like this. If I press, you can see that some liquid is coming out. That means, I will show you. You can see it's wet. You can see here. Have you seen? Can you see? Wet. Wetness is there. Dampness is there. This is nothing but cytoplasm of this plant cell. Is it clear? Now, here the cytoplasm is a liquid inside the cell plasma membrane that comes out. Okay, that's what I showed you there. Now, this cell wall is made up of, pectin and cellulose. Pectin and cellulose. Cellulose is polysaccharide. Cellulose, pectin. Correct? It's made up of cellulose and pectin. Now, so some plants, you can see many plants. Some plants are, you can see lotus plant. Lotus plant is in the water. Okay, though the water is there, though the plant is there in the water, it will not allow the water to get inside the cell. Otherwise, it gets decay. Correct? You can see. So you can see a lot of things. And you can see the cell. If you see insectivorous plants, okay, insectivorous plants, they trap the insects. They kill the insects. Okay. So for all that, the cells are being designed like that. Now, if you see this cell, okay, if I compare this cell, if you see in humans, in our case, if you see the cell are of different types based on their functions. The cell are of different types. If you observe the cell in the blood, we have RBC, red blood cells, red blood cells. So red blood cells are red blood cells, RBC. They are disc shaped, small disc shaped. Okay, they appear like a disc. Okay. Now if you see a nerve cell, it is the longest cell. You can see, you know, the nerve cell diagram. See, longest cell in our body, the nerve cell, longest cell, nerve cell. It starts from your brain and it ends till our toe. Is it clear? So now I told you about the different types of cells in the body. Okay, the biggest and smallest cell. The biggest is this and smallest cell. Okay. Now we learned about what is cell membrane, and we learned what is cell wall. Okay. Now next class we will study about one by one. Cytoplasm we'll study. In that cytoplasm, movements of molecule takes place. Okay. Now what is that? If the cell in the plant cell shrinks, that means water is thrown out from the cell. The plant cell is shrink. Now if I show you, I'll draw this and I'll show you. Okay, now this is a normal cell. Okay, normal cell. If the cell is shrinked, this is called plasmolysis. Is it clear? What is plasmolysis? Shrinkage of cell takes place. It's called plasmolysis. Okay. So next class we will study about in detail about cytoplasm, mitochondria, Golgi complex. What all I said: mitochondria, Golgi complex, endoplasmic reticulum, lysosomes and plastids, ribosomes and centrioles. All that we will study one by one. The next class. Is it clear? Now stay home, stay safe. Is it clear? Now I told you, I want to show you the microscope. Okay, you can see the different types of microscope. In our lab we have a compound microscope here. Okay, now this is our electron microscope to see the electron. The magnification is here. Here it is 1000 times, and here it is more than 1,00,000. Okay, right. So this is very costly electron microscope. It costs about 4 lakh rupees. This costs about somewhere 5,000, 15,000 also is there. Okay, different microscopes are there. You can see when you come to lab, I'll show you the cell. Okay, and you can see this shrinkage, this plasmolysis also I'll show you. All that I can show you through the microscope present in the lab. Is it clear? So now we should know the difference between compound microscope and an electron microscope. Electron microscope magnification is more, 400 times is more. Okay, when compared to compound microscope. Is it clear?